Good morning, everyone. Welcome to All Things Cruises. My name is Krista Wiley. I am your host, and today we are going over Margaritaville at sea. I know it's a pretty lesser known cruise line. Probably lots of people are, what's that? Who's that? Where do they come from? So we're going to go through all of that. We're going to go through their portal. We're going to go through the bookings. Let's go ahead and start. Let me share my screen. Let's make sure I share my sound. It's all the things that are important. Start you with a nice little introduction of who they are before we kind of dive into their portal. Is everyone here registered with Margaritaville at sea? Put in the chat box, yes or no, you guys registered for Margaritaville at sea? No, yes, no, I am not, no, not yet, no, no, no. Oh my goodness gracious, there's a lot of no's. Okay, well, I guess let's go with step one. Step one, we all got to get registered with them. So let's make sure you guys know how to do that. Sign out. So there was a comment about, and I will answer that while I'm finding you guys the link. Margaritaville at Sea is its own cruise line. It's not owned by another cruise line. It is owned by Margaritaville, right? The Jimmy Buffett whole line of things. It used to be Bahama Paradise. If that's what you guys are remembering, it used to be Bahama Paradise was the cruise line, and then Margaritaville bought it and they stamped it with their trademark. So for those of you guys that were wondering where this cruise line came from, that's where it was a cruise line. It was purchased by the Margaritaville franchise and everything coined with all of those different sayings, and the ships were repainted. Everything, it looks different. Before it was just an all white ship. It didn't have anything crazy or whatnot. But excitingly enough, Margaritaville, this was their original ship, the Paradise, and they actually just came out with the Islander. The Islander is their newest ship to their fleet. And what's really exciting is that they used to only leave out of Palm Beach, and now they're also leaving out of Tampa. So they have two ships, two ports, doing the Islander, I believe, is the one that's doing the longer sailings now. Paradise was really just a mode of transportation. What it was, or what it was intended to do, was literally you got on the ship, it took you to the Bahamas, you got back on the ship, and it took you back to Florida. That's really all it was really meant to be. And so when you're looking at these ships, understand they're not going to be, it's not going to compete with your Carnivals. It's not going to compete with your Royals. It's not going to compete with your Virgins, right? I always like to make sure that people understand what these ships are meant for. And they each, that's why it's important to understand the different cruise lines, because they speak to different types of people and consumers, right? So understand, again, this is a mode of transportation to and from the Bahamas. Now, that's not to say that they don't have parties. It doesn't mean that they don't have food. It doesn't mean that they don't have a casino or any of those other things. Just understand that as you're looking at it, this is why it's important to understand the different cruise lines and what they are capable of providing. So you guys all should have gotten the link. You guys all got the link to register for Margaritaville at Sea. You guys all grab that? Yes, yes, yes. All right, cool. So I'm going to walk you guys through this portal so you guys can see what it has available, what it is, what it's got and whatnot. And this is being recorded so you guys can watch back later, especially for those of you guys, maybe your registration hasn't gone through yet. And so you're just kind of watching. So we're going to go ahead and log in. Let me get my things moved on my screen out of the way. All right. So you guys are going to find, I know one of the things that some of our cruise lines, you guys are like, man, they're so difficult to navigate. You guys, this one is not difficult to navigate. Not at all. Okay. They do have training. There are training modules that you guys can go through. They might be updating them. But you guys, there is a training section. There are reference guides. So Islander Quick Reference Guide, Paradise Quick Reference Guide. So remember, these are the two ships that they're working with, the Islander and the Paradise. They do have things in English, Spanish, Portuguese, German, as well as a image library for those of you guys that are always on the hunt for new marketing material. You guys make sure you're utilizing, and not just with Margaritaville at Sea, but any other cruise line out there. There is tons of things that you guys can be getting from our vendors and suppliers, right? No different here. You guys, there's images here that you guys can use. That is what it's for. I know there's questions often is, Krista, I found these things, but am I able to use them for advertising and marketing? Yes. If it is on their site and it's under these assets, under the marketing section, they want us to use these things, right? So it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Agents, remember, Cynthia, when you guys are registering for stuff, the biggest thing to remember, or to help eliminate some confusion, is agency is always Archer's info. Agent is going to be your information. All right, so then you guys have all these different pictures you guys can use. You can download them, whatnot. Cool little cups, cool drinks. Looks like they've got that infamous sport that everybody's flocking to. Right, so lots of assets there. You guys in English, Spanish, whatnot. Webinars. Let's see if they've got any upcoming. So we're taking a short break as we prepare to launch the new Margaritaville Sea Islander. So they will be coming either this month or next month, a new schedule of trainings here. So you guys keep an eye out for that. But have no fear, they do have recorded training. So if you guys want to go back here, you guys all about groups. You guys want to learn about groups, there's information here. You guys want to learn about their dining, their food, their staterooms, general overview of deck plans, entertainment, activities, spa, casino, arcade, right? This, you guys, it's so important. So many times we get people that ask like, hey, man, what cruise line would be good for this? What cruise line would be good for that? And maybe you create a spreadsheet for yourself, like, hey, this one would be really good for families, or this one really specializes in this, right? Kind of create that spreadsheet. So when you have clients that are asking you, which cruise lines have an arcade? Which cruise lines have a casino, right? You guys all know that not all cruise lines have a casino. So that could be important, right? Groups, whatnot, you guys can find those previously recorded under webinars. Book. We're going to come back to this here, to the Islander and Paradise here in just a second, but I just kind of want to move down. Booking guide, they're going to have that coming soon. And then group travel request and reduced rate request. Let me see if it'll show you guys in here. So see for yourself what all the excitement is about. We recognize that advisors work hard and deserve a break, and that they're better able to sell a product once they've seen it for themselves. So we're here to help you do both. So you guys can look on here. They do have discounted rates for travel agents. I know that's another big one. People are always asking, Krista, how can I get on a cruise ship for cheaper? I want to go on a cruise. I want to go for less. How do I do that? So right here. Michaela, that's a different training. I want to make sure that we're just staying on topic to Margaritaville right now. So here's the Margaritaville at Sea Islander, Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. No, you're fine. You're fine, Michaela. Full payment is required at the time of booking. You guys will fill out this information for that, right? Get on the cruise ship. Why not? So that's going to be under book the reduced rate and then group travel request. If you guys want to do a group, there's information here as well to fill out and send in that request. Resources, meet the team, news. Let's see what kind of news they got. How many of you guys here have a newsletter? How many of you guys are doing a newsletter for your business? How many of you guys are doing a newsletter for your business? Kim says me. Only Kim and I? Only Kim and I are doing newsletters. All right, starting this month, I've been slacking a little bit. It's okay, using the branch up newsletter. I need to working on mine. No, I'm not. No, I'm not need to. I'm going to be working on a Disney World 101 presentation. I'd love to start. You guys, newsletters are super simple. And no, I don't use some people will ask like if I use branch up. I do not use branch up. I think branch up screws up people's algorithms personally. And so I don't utilize those. I do utilize a standalone news. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's considered standalone or not. But I do have my newsletter through LinkedIn. I think it's about just over 8,000 subscribers at this point. And you can set it up to either post, once I mean, you have to go in there and you have to input the articles, but you can post once a day, once a week, however often you guys want to, but definitely you guys should be doing a newsletter. Why do people use travel agents? Right? One of the biggest reasons that people use travel agents is for our knowledge, right? Right? One of the biggest things is about knowledge, right? Our value. Absolutely. They're coming to us. Ariana, I don't know if that's the number that she means because there's two different numbers when it comes to cruising. I would have to look at it. But when it comes to newsletters, guys, this is where you guys can be showing your clients and your customers your knowledge base. And so where do we get that information, right? We get that information from our vendors and suppliers. So here there's press releases, right? You guys can utilize this information, write your own newsletter or throw it in ChatGPT or copy and paste and give credit where credit is due, right? Going back to those days in high school where you had to make sure you gave the credit. Hi, what do you use for your newsletter? Do you have a blog where you post or do you make one to email each week? So Shamina, I do it through LinkedIn. I do my newsletter through LinkedIn. They have a newsletter on there. Every time I email, it emails out to all of my subscribers. Debbie, that's a whole other training too. I don't want to go too deep down into that. I want to make sure to stay on Margaritaville at Sea, but it's very easy. Just go to LinkedIn and then the newsletter. So press releases, Margaritaville at Sea, media alert, 3-day cruise, right? You guys can get those different resources there. Janelle, let me see. There you go. There's news. Here's a blog. So why being different is such a good thing for Margaritaville at Sea, right? That's super cool. Frank Belzer, right? Here's an article in May. You cannot plan the best vacation for customers without doing this, right? How and why the Margaritaville brand is a travel advisor's best friend, right? So some pretty cool information for you guys just to simply read here under articles and resources. Facts coming soon, and then reference guide, again, they have that information. Now, under your own, you have your profile. Obviously, you could put your name, you could put all of these different things in here, right? All of that in there. And then I guess like as you're doing your training and whatnot, your badges will show up here. I think that's new because that wasn't there before with Bahama Paradise. So we're going to go into Islander and Paradise. This is under the booking section. Now it does have you log in again. And then it's a little different, but very simple, you guys, right? Which one we want? We want to go on the Paradise. We want to go on the Islander, right? Those are the two ships that we're working with. Okay. You guys can see here that it leaves Islander, leaves out of Tampa. Paradise leaves out of Port of Palm Beach, right? So we can go Islander. It's leaving out of Tampa. These are its itineraries. They do the 4-night, 5-night, 6-night, 7-night. And then over here, you guys can pick the date. So it's only going to highlight the dates that is available. So this looks like this is going to be maybe a one-time sailing, October 12th of 2025. So that's more than a year out, right? 6-night. This one's got an April date. 5-night. This one's got July. And then they come back into, October, December. Let's say they wanted to do a New Year's Eve, right? Let's look at some New Year's Eve cruising. Right, so 5-night Key West and Progresso to Tampa Bay, departure from Port of Tampa, December 31st, returning to Port of Tampa, January 5th, right? Pretty simple looking. Right now we have our cozy interior, our partial ocean view, picturesque ocean view staterooms, partial view balcony, breeze balcony, extended balcony, wake view balcony, premium extended balcony, junior serene, junior suite, grand terrace, live life like a song, signature grand suite. Right, so all of the difference, it's going to tell you what deck, it's going to tell you how many this room occupies. So this one occupies 2, 3, and 4, 2, 3, 4. So you guys can see ranges anywhere from $12.58 per person all the way up to $52.58. I like, man, look at this grand terrace corner suite. That looks pretty nice, right? So different suites on here. No, not per person per day, no. So let's go look at Wakeview Balcony. Now, this site is very simple, you guys. So if you're wanting further information on the stateroom, you might want to have to Google it. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's what I do when I'm looking at different cruise lines or whatnot. I will go Google YouTube videos. I will look up videos of it, but you guys can kind of see what this one looks like. So let's go ahead and click on book. And then that's about as easy as it is. They do not have an overcomplicated site, right? So channel partner, and if they had that, 2 guests, and then next, and then you put in the guest info, and then after that, enhance your getaway. Let's see if they'll let me click on it. I don't know if it will because I'm not done with this one. So I'm guessing this is where it would let you add on the other, maybe the drink packages, maybe the the drink packages or the excursions and whatnot. Is it adult only? No, it is not. It is not adult only. See, I could add a kiddo in there. I could add infants in there. Nope. And then start over. And then you guys can see here also on the Paradise side out of Palm Beach, they have the 2, 3, and 4-nighters. They got these obviously a lot. This is literally, you guys, these are people who literally want to get away to the Bahamas for a day. They cruise to the Bahamas, they spend the day in the Bahamas, and they cruise back. That's all it's doing, is it's just a shuttle over there. Now, one of the things that I'm not sure about, and I need to reach out about, or maybe they'll go over it in any other types of trainings that we're going to have this week with Margaritaville, But one of the things that they used to do, um, is they used to have trips where you would leave out of Palm Beach, and then you could stay in the Bahamas for a couple of days, and then the cruise ship would basically come back and get you and take you back. So I'm not sure if they're doing that anymore, but I do know that when they were doing it, it was something that you had to call over the phone to do. But I remember back in the day, it was one of the very first trainings that I actually went to with the supplier. Talk about, I keep all my notes from all of my trainings ever. Let me show you. Let me see. Um, all my trainings. I keep all of my, okay. So right here, I have all the notes. Now I'm not sure, like I said, I don't know how much they've changed of it, but I know that they used to pay out 15% commissions. I don't know if that's still the same or not, but that's something that they used to do. Let's see, the Bahama Paradise. So the Paradise, right? It had 5 bars and lounges. Yeah, and then they used to have three hotels that they used to work with: the Viva, the Grand Lucian, and the Tano Beach. Um, but again, like I said, I don't know if they're still working with those. I didn't have time to call. Um, but and like I said, that was when it was with Paradise. So I don't know if they're still doing the 15%. I don't really know how in depth any of that is. But I just wanted to give you guys kind of a good just look through on their site. And like I said, it's a pretty easy site to navigate.